Welcome to the channel, Reverend Dr. J.W. Morrison, Theologist, New South Wales, Australia. Resolve is the beginning of the beginning. Resolve will fix things and heal things and bring love. When you resolve, you're showing the other person that you're interested in how they feel, the condition of the relationship, what's going on in your mind. You're revealing that you want to care. And you're also showing that you're a person that can look beyond themselves and get down into the root of the problem and find a solution for it. On the other hand, if unresolved's demonstrated, you're looking at the beginning of the end. Now, the reason for this is, if unresolved's demonstrated and there's no attempt of resolve, you're going to find that it's going to deteriorate from there, because unresolved's like a cancer. It's like putting a Mexican walking fish in with a goldfish, the unresolved being the Mexican walking fish. You're going to get up the next morning and there's not going to be a goldfish. Unresolved's got a way of taking the substance out of the relationship micro-incrementally. And it can be subtle, it can be passive aggressive, it can be all done in silence. Unresolved, that's the thing about unresolved. It's the best friend of passive aggressive behavior, because passive aggressive silence contributes to unresolved. It's an unresolved within itself. Narcissistic people that use passive aggressive silence, or silence as a weapon, no, you've just got to have the superpower to walk away. If you're texting somebody and it comes up as seen and they haven't returned your message, and you're supposed to be in an exclusive relationship with that person, you're not in an exclusive relationship with that person. No, you're not. Because an exclusive relationship demands certain qualities and quantities that aren't demonstrated in a relationship that's not exclusive. If you're ringing somebody and that's unusual for you, and you're in an exclusive relationship with that person and they don't ring you back, you're not in an exclusive relationship with that person. You're being deceived. They're not interested in you. They don't care about the principles of how an exclusive relationship works. You're just with that person when they pop up. And that's called, you're being entrained, you're being conditioned to accept the dysfunctional, possible narcissistic, micro-incremental dark triad traits of this person. They're micro-incremental. And that'll cause you to start wondering what's going on. In other words, you become mentally, psychologically, emotionally preoccupied with how this person's treating you. You're trying to find answers that aren't there. You're programming your mind to get used to not finding the answers to things. And while you do that, these people will go on. So what you're being conditioned to is accepting unresolved. You're being conditioned to let things go. You're being conditioned to be uncared for, to not be thought of. You're being conditioned to allow that person to be negligent towards you. You're being programmed into a matrix that ends in destruction, like the movie. And unless you're the one, you ain't going to come out of there unscathed. So, unresolved, right, in the face of resolve, if you're with somebody and they're not going to resolve, you've got to walk away, because the end's coming, and the end can end in all different nasty little ways. It can end in that person sleeping with somebody else just out of resentment for you. It can end in that person um, just being horrible to you, which they are. If they're not answering texts or your calls, you got to get out straight away. These people, fair dinkum, they say they're in an exclusive relationship and they won't even return a text. Man, that's an idiot. That's a fool. So, love's got lots of ways of demonstrating itself. Some people don't know really what those demonstrations are. They haven't been treated right, probably in past relationships. This is not to say there's dozens of other things that can manifest, but when somebody doesn't care about you, they're not going to answer your texts. They're not going to call you. They're just going to expect you to allow them to turn up when it suits them by arrangement, and that's all it is. You're just a supply. These are the sort of people, really, don't waste your time on. They're going to use you up. They know how to do that. They're trained in it. They'll try and condition you. Once you expose them and you let them know that you're onto them, they'll disappear anyway. They won't say anything. They'll just disappear and they'll take their game somewhere else, which is good news for you. And you can then get back to your principles and try and play out a healthy relationship and enjoy those aspects of life. For the others, don't worry about where they end up. They'll end up where they belong. Like we'll end up where we belong. And it all comes down to principle. The one thing that somebody doesn't want after you split up with them is for you to end up where you were before they come along. That's going to hurt. That is going to hurt. Be strong, be vigilant, be diligent, be disciplined, and be aware. Self-aware and aware of what's happening around you. People in your family can be against you. Do the right thing and the rest will fall into place. Stay away from drugs, alcohol, etc. Don't alter your mind. Don't alter you. Upset your body with substances. Be available, fully aware, so that when someone does come along, the right person does come along, they'll appreciate you and accept you and want you. All of you. Not just some of you, but all of you, for who you are. Reverend Dr. J.W. Morrison. Bye for now.